hit record.
Oh, sorry, I did.
Great.
So welcome, Beth, and everyone else. This is our first Lunch and Learn. So, Beth, just so you know, this kind of came about. We actually had an InScribe summit, and some of our customers came and talked. And just it was just this really neat time of collaboration where we got to hear from different customers kind of across many institutions. And it was actually a really great learning time for us and for the other customers. Actually, one of the questions was, what books are you reading right now? That may have been my favorite question. So we were like, you know what, we need to start hosting lunch and learns where just in this format, we can kind of tell you what's going on at InScribe. We can hear from you, what you're experiencing, different customers. This time is really 30 minutes. Today we have on the agenda to kind of go over live sessions and mobile. And then, during this session or our next sessions, it's just open for, how are things working for you? And, what are you seeing things? So I'm going to go over live sessions. Are you using?
I was going to say, are you all using those in math?
I have been using the live sessions and a lot of our LAs are also using the live sessions. I use them as reviews, and I do have a suggestion.
Oh, great.
Because one of the things that I do is I record my live session if anybody shows up. And then I have to do I don't have to do a completely separate post, but I feel I have to in order to make it kind of more obvious that I've done this, to post the recording. And it would be kind of really nice if there were like a place to update the live session with the, attach the recording so that it's really that same post has the whole shooting match in it.
And totally agree.
We absolutely agree. And that is kind of the second, phase of live sessions.
So, good. See, I can tell you. Yeah. Glad to know I'm not the only one who thinks that's a good idea.
Well, and it's good to know that you want it because we've been on it. So it's nice to hear. And we can show you, and Jeannie will show you a bit of a workaround that we've been doing. We know you know how to do the live sessions, but she's also going to show, because we'll post this afterwards. Other folks who don't know how to set it up.
Oh,
and
yeah, no.
In any of your, I don't know if you're using it in your other courses as well, or just in, the main one with the shared community. So if you wanted to set it up for other courses, Jeannie's going to walk you how to do that.
Okay, so I am just going, so right now you can see over here, we just have all the conversations and the resources. So I am going to go back and I am going to go into my community. I'm going to click on the pencil. And I'm just going to choose allow community moderators to post live sessions in the community. I will save the changes and go back. Then I'm going to refresh the community. And you'll see now that you have live sessions on your filter. So that is how you add live sessions for a community. At this point in time, only moderators can start live sessions, so it's not student to student. That's also another feature we're looking at. When you click new, you now have conversation, resource, and live session. And this is how we would create a live session. So we're just going to talk through it. You can either schedule a live session. You can also start now. One of the other features that we're talking about incorporating is scheduling out in advance some live, like repeated sessions. So that's also the next feature that's coming out. So we would add a title. You do a start date, a time. This is the time that your computer is in. So you don't have to change this, but that's why it says Mountain Time and not Mountain Standard Time. And then the duration. You would choose a meeting link, so you can use Zoom, whatever you currently use. You can use Google Meet, Teams, whatever is your institution uses, and then you would add more details. One of the things about duration, this will not stop your recording. So if it's 60 minutes and you go 65 minutes, this is not going to stop your session. What this is really just an indicator in the community. Right now, I am in the moderator help and support community, and you can see we're hosting a live session. So this indicator right here is showing that, yes, we are currently in a live session. And then you'll also see this red or pink dot. We haven't decided what color that is. I think it's pink. But that shows up for 60 minutes. So that's really what you're setting. You're setting the indicator. Where we have seen live sessions work really well for us personally is we have done webinars and created them as live sessions, and it has increased our participation in webinars. Important things to know is when you schedule a live session, a notification will go out to all the members in the community. And the reason we believe that the participation is increased is you get that 15-minute notification before a live session starts, right? At top of mind. So a student will click in and be able to join right from their email notification. They'll be notified that 15 minutes before. So again, if they miss it on their calendar, they'll get that second notification. There's that. Any questions? And then we did just add, I was going to say, we just added the option to download it to your calendar. So that was something new that came out. Again, just for a reminder. So.
Yeah, and then what we've been doing, if you go back over to live sessions, is so one, all the live sessions are together. So if she goes into, actually, if you go back to this one too. What we've been doing is going back in, and then uploading them or adding them as a comment. So it's still listed under live sessions. So students can always go back to that live sessions area. And then they can, if you put it in there as a response, it's sort of our workaround until we add that feature to just sort of change it into here's the results. If you add it as a response, then it's always sort of together as well.
Yeah. And so our best practice right now is, I just kind of write a little bit. If you've missed us live, you can go back and watch this on your own time and just adding that back in. But yes, that feature of, changing that join live session to view recording now is something we're working on.
And just another comment about something that I found is helpful to the students is, since I'm doing this for things like review sessions, in the post with the video, I tell them what was covered so that it kind of helps them know what they're watching for and whether or not it's worth going to watch.
Yes, those details are super important, right? So you want to highlight that for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
While if you're working on, you talk about, maybe making it so you could do regular live sessions. Can you make it so you could like schedule something in advance, but not have it post? So for instance, I know when I'm going to have my live sessions for the rest of the semester, but I don't want to post something right now for the live session that's at the end of November, because it'll get lost in the shuffle. And I like the post to be, like a week beforehand to kind of give them the heads up. Is there a way to, like schedule those posts? Or
we have scheduled posts on our roadmap as well, because that's come up before too, especially for like recurring courses. You kind of have a schedule, like next term I'm going to do this on the 4th Friday or whatever that is. So that's on our roadmap as well. Both all kinds of posts, live sessions and other posts as well. So yeah, that is something that we will definitely address at some point.
Okay.
Perfect. And then I believe Anna's going to walk you through mobile.
Yes, and you all have mobile set up too, right?
Yes, we do.
Okay, so I currently don't have mobile on, so let me just show real quickly and it is definitely, and even at ASU, it's not in all courses yet. It is definitely like still sort of rolling out course by course and sort of discipline by discipline. So if it is turned on, and it's really easy for us to turn it on. So if there's other courses that folks want it turned on, it's really easy for us to do that. Is it not turned on in this one? It's turned on in the other accounting course. I'm going to click and go to my other accounting course. So I'm going here to get, if you haven't done this yet, to get the code. So we enable this code in certain right now because we don't have, in some institutions, it's turned on everywhere. So it doesn't matter which course you go into. So in our case, we've only turned it on in some of ours. We should probably just turn it on in our entire organization at this point, but we haven't. It's under your profile and you can click mobile app access. And this will give you a code that you use that will allow you to access all your communities. So we get this question a lot. If I generate my sign-in code from Accounting Learning Community, is it only going to give me notifications and access to my Accounting Learning community? But it isn't. It's just the place. We just want to make it easy that you only have to go in once. I know I have a Roku and I'm constantly signing out of things. And then when I have to go in and actually type in my whole username and password on my TV, it makes me want to kill someone. So we've done this short sign-in code instead so that you don't have to do it. So I'm going to stop sharing this and actually share my phone now, hopefully. Let's see if it works via cable. I'm going to trust this computer. Oh, it's not doing it. Just give me, let me plug it, unplug it and plug it back in.
I'm glad it's not just me.
Yeah, you know, well, I have a little hub. And now I think I have to unplug my whole hub. Now it's going to change my camera. Everything is
Zoom has decided it doesn't like my phone or my iPad. So
well, that's awesome. Thanks, Zoom. Yeah, I've given up on the AirPlay option in Zoom. It just doesn't want to do it. So now everything on my computer is going haywire, but it's going to be fine. Come on. All right, I'm going to plug everything except my phone. I'm going to go to a different camera. Okay. Try this again. It's me on a different camera from a totally different view of my office. Okay. Share screen. Via cable. Oh man, it's not letting me do it. Trust. When prompted, select trust. I am. I'll try again. This is going to be really anticlimactic if I can't get it to work.
This is the hardest part.
I know. It's not asking me to trust it, and I want to trust it.
But you know, we will all understand because over the last few years, we have all been through exactly this.
I know.
It's like the student that I could not see at all yesterday. She's like, my camera's on. It's doing everything. I'm like, did you try this little button? I don't even have that button.
Right.
Just start talking. You know?
Right. I'm going to do I'm going to try the AirPlay because what are the chances? Maybe it'll actually work. Let me see if I'm on the same network. Now that I've unplugged everything. It's not even seeing the same network.
Anna, do you want me to try?
Yeah, why don't you try, Veronica? I'm so close though, I think.
I know, I was waiting to see if it would work.
No, and I
feel like the three of us are now in a race.
Always works with the cord. I'm so sad. Oh, and I was all excited because I'm signed out and everything. Is it letting you do it?
Possibly.
It worked.
There we go.
Okay.
I've unplugged everything and it's still not working.
Okay, I'm not sure what you were going to show. So do you want me to?
Yeah. So I was just going to show a few things. One, so like Veronica also got a sign-in code from our accounting learning community, but she can switch communities really easily. So if, you know, it will plunk you in whichever community you got that code from. But if you click on that little hamburger on the left next to the name of the community, it takes you to this page and lets you choose any of the communities that you might have access to. It also shows you like the little icon there if there are new things that you need to look at. So you can easily switch around. And for you, Beth, too, if you haven't played with this much, if you choose like college algebra, this way you'll be able to see the different channels that you're in as well. So it does show both your channels and, you know, the regular conversation. So I think it defaults to showing, it defaults to showing everything. But if you just wanted to pop into your particular channel, and then you can just see that information as well. And then if you've not explored that little filter button at the top, that looks like the cone, the filter, looks like a funnel. That's the word I'm looking at. You can get to all those for moderator things as well. So you can see again, the unread, you can get to for moderators where it'll show you all the normal things that you would see from the web version. So you can respond to questions in here. We recently added edit posts. That wasn't there for a little bit. So if you start posting, and like me, I'm really bad at typing on my phone. I think it's my thumb dexterity is poor. I don't have that skill set that others have, or the 2-finger thing. It makes me feel like 100, but I can't do it. So embarrassing. I keep trying. So I need to edit my posts a lot. So now we have the ability, you can go in and edit a post if you created it as well. I think it's, is it the 3 dots that you clicked on, Veronica?
Yep.
Yep. So if you click on those 3 dots, you can edit the post, you can feature it. You can add all kinds of different things from these posts. So if you wanted to create an answer, you know, you still have the ability to put in videos and images and all of that stuff. So lots to do for you. For math, you know, it doesn't have the equation. So if you wanted to type in like an equation, you would want to go to the web. But for just quick responses, and really what we're seeing is that students aren't necessarily probably going to be typing. Mostly when they're going to be asking a question in the community, they're actually sitting down and doing their homework in a lot of those academic support spaces. So this is more helping them know that an answer has come in, so they can have some back and forth. Because, you know, most likely they're still going to be, when they have a question, it's because they're working on something. In student to student communities, it really is just about more like a chatting situation where they're sharing what's happening or taking a picture of where they are or something like that. So that in that case, they're probably doing more like post creation. But I think likely in the academic support space, this is really, how do I get back to the fact that somebody answered my question? So now I know, so maybe I can go back and finish my homework in the way that I need to finish it. And as V is showing you, you can see all the stuff that's in there. You can watch videos and everything that your phone will allow you to do. So it's pretty helpful. Yep, you can follow. You can get back to see everything that's yours. Notifications in here are separate from notifications in the email. So if you do download the phone app and all of a sudden you're getting like a million notifications that you don't get in your email, if you click on that notification, it's the little icon on the bottom right-hand corner, you can go and customize all of these as well. So sometimes people don't want any notifications on their phone. Likely if they've downloaded the phone app, it's because they want notifications. So I would be, you know, I turn them off all the time on my phone because I'm in like 100 communities, literally. So that gets to be a bit noisy. But I think for the most part, you know, people might turn off certain things, but notifications are really, I think, the main driver for people to have the mobile app. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Is this set up so that you mentioned, you know, they're doing things on their phone? One of the things, at least I've got at least one student doing, is there a way like you can take a screenshot on your phone of something or a picture on your phone and get it directly into InScribe? So for, you know, like drop your image here. Can you, oh, you can take a photo.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So that might actually be something that my students would use, because then it would save them like a step.
Yes.
Of getting
and
their
we're
work
looking at too, being able to record a video as well. That's on our roadmap right now. As you know, probably know, the videos are all linked. So like link to a video, but one of the things that we're exploring that we think won't be terribly difficult is the ability to add a video like that in the same way you would add a picture.
Okay. Which
I think will be nice as well for maybe, you know, sometimes showing what they're doing, particularly in math. We have people that always want to record like the help stuff. I know that they do that a lot with the learning assistants. So being able to do that from the phone might be really nice as well. So that's something that's on our roadmap also. Okay. But yeah, the picture thing is really neat.
Yes.
Super
we were
helpful.
excited about that.
I thought of it when I saw the other picture in there. I was like, hey, you know, I would get they have to go through like 3 steps to get their picture there now, and they
Yeah.
could probably save themselves a lot of time.
Yeah, and to your point, they could make it a screenshot, and then if it's something that they already have, you know, it's much easier. So, yep, that is in there also. There's, you know, fun characters and things, like Jeannie changed her name on her profile that now has pumpkins in it for Halloween and things like that that you can do from the phone that you can't do from the browser experience. So, and you can't create resources yet, but again, that felt like
That seems like something
Yeah.
more for a desktop,
yeah, exactly. So
like
it
for a
seemed like,
computer experience. Yeah.
well, it seemed unlikely that people were going to want to create resources. Maybe record video. So once we get that video record thing, maybe that'll change. But for now, it seems like I can't imagine with my thumbs trying to put a resource in the community.
Not what
Especially in math, you know.
Yes, yes.
No.
Yeah, maybe I could use that dictation feature. I feel like that might be, I know how to say the punctuation, so I can do it, I think. So yeah, so that's out there, and it's for now. It's, as I mentioned, it's not out everywhere, so it's not, you know, really, it's somewhere between a soft launch and a full launch. I think once, and we haven't really gotten reports that people are having issues with it, which is fantastic. So once we're ready to say this is like our full release, we'll start showing in notifications and things. So when students get an email notification, there'll be a link to download the mobile app if they're interested in that, so that they're, you know, it's more obvious that it exists, and the mobile app access will be, you know, just promoted a little bit more, because we think, you know, a lot of people like getting reminders and notifications on their phone. So just making that more obvious. And then the same thing with live sessions that Jeannie showed earlier. You can join live sessions from the mobile app as well.
Right, because they'd be in like Zoom. So if you,
Exactly.
or whatever, they're so, yeah.
Yep. Yep. So that's all clickable and watchable and all of that as well. So just making it, we just want to be where students are. That's always been our goal. And if they're on their phones, we want to be on their phones too.
Okay.
Yeah. So those are the 2 main things. Is there anything else that you have questions about? Curious about what we're working on next. Could be totally unrelated to.
I'm trying to think if there's anything. I often tell Dan I was like, Dan, you should talk to them about X.
Yes.
And he kind of, I guess that's one of the things that he did mention, that I mentioned to him, and he told me, here's what they told me, that when I click from my notification into the post, I do not go into my usual setting of the reading pane view. It just goes straight to the post. And so when I'm answering it and I scroll, you know, sometimes the answers get long and I need to put in math, I have to go back up and scroll back up to get to all of the toolbar to put things in, like pictures or formulas and that kind of thing. Is there any way that, are you considering making that so that the toolbar kind of stays and the scroll goes underneath it?
Yeah, so well, I talked to Dan about that, and we have that in the reading pane view, but I didn't think about how when you come from an email notification that you get to that full page view.
Yeah.
So let me
We're glad you mentioned that.
yeah, I was because when I talked to him, I was like, yeah, reading pane, we have that working, but now that you talk about it that way, I'm like, yeah, well, that's
Yeah, because that's honestly the way I get to almost everything.
Yeah,
I get the notification, I click, I go in there.
Yeah. So let me talk to Sierra, who worked on that, and just see how difficult it would be to add it to the other views as well.
Okay.
And she can take a look at that, because I can definitely see how that would be something that would make
that toolbar.
Yeah,
I know,
the toolbar is
and
really handy, and I
it.
use it a lot. You know, it's like, okay, I put in this giant picture. Let's make the picture really small so I can see the toolbar again. You know?
Yeah, no, I know. And having to scroll up to get back to it is not ideal.
Yeah. Well, see, I'm glad I came.
I'm glad you came too.
I am glad you came too.
That's great. And then just so you know, we're working on a couple features One is polls. So we're adding simple polls to the community. So you'll be able to, check in with your students very easily. We think it's a really low bar for people who maybe don't like to participate, that might answer in a poll, yes, I need more help in this area, but might not actually raise their hand and say,
Yeah, I put a survey out yesterday saying I was going to have a review session on Halloween. I'm not sure how many of you would actually show
Right,
up. So
exactly.
would you rather have it that day, Sunday, or Friday?
Yeah.
And like, I'm waiting for answers, but that would have been a perfect place for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're working on that, and that'll be out sometime this quarter. And then we're also working on presence. So meaning that you'll be able to start seeing if people are active in the community while you're active in the community. So we'll
Okay,
start
yeah.
revealing like, oh, there's 10 people in, especially thinking about live sessions. If there are like 10 or 15 people in the community at the moment, do you want to just start a live session right now if they're all asking questions? So that kind of thing. And it's really sort of a first step towards getting to having some more synchronous type opportunities where, if Veronica's in the community at some point, if you're having a conversation with Veronica about something she's stuck on, maybe you can, we'll have chat and you can just chat with her about it. So sort of a first step into making that feel like a more synchronous space, and just, again, feeling like, oh, it's 10 o'clock at night and there's actually 5 other people in here right now.
Well, especially if it can be done between students.
Yes.
Because they're the ones who are probably there at 10, 11 o'clock at night.
Exactly.
And, having somebody else to scream with, just might make them feel better.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we're working on that right now too. So we're excited about both of those things and think they have really good applications in both an academic setting. And then when we do have student to student community, it's obviously like they want to connect with people in real life, and they have polls and that kind of thing. So
yeah. Keep them here instead of in Discord or in all these other places that they go to. And it's like the teachers are like, can we control that? It's like, we cannot control these people.
No, but if we give them a space. And then the other thing too is you're going to miss some people in Discord. Some people were never going to download Discord or never going to join.
Or
Discord.
they're not going to be the one who gets the invite.
Yeah, they're not excited.
Yeah. So this allows them to be, it's the school's sponsored system. It's the filtering is there, the safety net is there, but they can still be together when they want to be together. So awesome. Perfect. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
And we'll keep you posted. We're going to have another session in November, and then in December we'll talk about roadmap and what's coming in the early part of the year. And then what were we talking about next month, Jeannie?
Just customer feedback. So bring that back. Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much for joining.
All your friends.